Welcome and congratulations on taking the first, most critical step toward building a life of purpose and accomplishment. You are here because you understand a fundamental truth that most people will live their entire lives without ever grasping. You understand that the distance between your dreams and your reality is not a vast, uncrossable chasm. It is a bridge. And the name of that bridge is discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishment. It is the steady hand that guides you, the unwavering force that carries you forward, even when the path is difficult. The pain of discipline is always less than the regret of inaction. The weight of self-control is always lighter than the burden of what could have been. Discipline isn't a punishment. It's a gift you give yourself. It's the ultimate act of self-love, the decision to invest in your future self by making choices that align with your deepest values and your highest aspirations. Every act of discipline strengthens your character and brings you closer to your goals. For most people, the road to success is paved with good intentions. They set goals. They make promises to themselves. But somewhere along the way, they lose focus or life gets in the way. They get stuck in a cycle of wanting to make changes but never quite following through. But the people who win, the people who achieve extraordinary things, are not the ones who were born with more talent or luck. They are the ones who built the bridge. They are the ones who mastered the art of discipline. In this master class, we will break down what it really takes to build that bridge. We will cover 7 practical techniques that anyone can follow. By the end of this lecture, you will not only know how to build discipline, you will have the tools to start living with purpose and achieving the life you've always wanted. This is where change begins. This is where you stop dreaming and start building. Welcome back, master builders of your own destiny. We have just begun our journey to build the bridge of discipline, the magnificent structure that will carry you from your intentions to your accomplishments. But before a single brick can be laid, before a single act of discipline can take root, you must have a destination. You cannot build a bridge in the dark. Discipline without direction is wasted effort. You can row with all your might, but if your ship has no destination, you are simply drifting. You can commit to a brutal workout schedule, but if you don't know what kind of body you're building, your efforts will be random and ineffective. That's why setting clear and specific goals is not just a good idea. It is the first and most crucial step in the entire conquest of self. It is the compass of your clarity. For most people, the concept of a goal is a vague wish. They say, I want to do better, or I want to be successful, or I want to be happy. But these are not goals. These are clouds in the sky, beautiful, but without form, without substance, and without a fixed location. You cannot aim for a cloud. And because they aim for nothing, they hit nothing. The path of vagueness is the path of mediocrity, the path of frustration, and the path of unfulfilled potential. The journey we are on requires something more. It requires a definite aim. It requires a goal so clear, so precise, and so vivid that it becomes the compass that guides every action, every decision, and every act of discipline you undertake. Let us begin by dissecting the insidious nature of vagueness. The vagueness of a wish is a comfortable prison. It gives you the illusion of ambition without the responsibility of action. It allows you to feel like you are striving for something, all while staying safely in place. Think of it this way. A vague goal, like I want to be in better shape, leaves countless opportunities for you to fail. When you are tired, your mind will say, I'll start tomorrow. When you are tempted by an unhealthy meal, your mind will say, one meal won't matter. When you don't see immediate results, your mind will say, this isn't working. There is no clarity to push back against these excuses. There is no urgency to carry you forward. A vague goal is a ship without a rudder. It is a car with no driver. It is a life lived in reaction, not in creation. It is the single most powerful act of self-sabotage because it ensures that no matter how much effort you put in, it will be scattered, unfocused, and, in the end, wasted. This is the tragic fate of the aimless. They are constantly busy, yet they are always standing still. So, how do we forge a goal that is powerful enough to ignite a fire within you? A definite aim must be crafted with the precision of a master architect's blueprint. It must have 5 critical components. 1. The inner declaration, the what. Your goal must be so specific that it can be measured, timed, and quantified. Replace, I want to get healthier with, I will lose 20 pounds of fat and gain 10 pounds of muscle by June 1st. Replace, I want more money with, I will increase my income by $10,000 in the next 6 months by acquiring 3 new clients. Specificity turns a dream into a mission. It tells your subconscious mind exactly what to focus on and what to ignore. It eliminates all guesswork. To the emotional anchor, the why, a goal without a powerful why is a car without gas. You will not have the energy to pursue it when challenges arise. Your definite aim must be something you want so intensely that the thought of it electrifies you. Your why is the emotional engine that will power you through the darkest hours of your conquest. It is the anchor that holds your ship in place when the storms of doubt and resistance hit. To find this powerful anchor, you must ask yourself, why does this goal matter to me? What will it feel like when I achieve it? What is the deeper purpose behind this aim? And the tangible blueprint, writing it down. A goal that exists only in your mind is a fantasy. A goal written on paper becomes a commitment. There is immense power in putting your dreams into a physical form. The act of writing forces you to clarify your thoughts. It makes your goal feel real. But do not just scribble a few words. Write it down in vivid, descriptive detail. Write it down as if you are already living it. Describe the feelings, the emotions, the results. This act transforms a vague idea into a tangible blueprint for your mind to follow. 4. The strategy of the conquest, the how, a goal without a plan is just a wish. The next step is to break your goal into smaller, manageable, and actionable steps. This is the difference between looking at the top of a mountain and focusing on the next foothold. A massive goal is overwhelming. A small daily step is manageable. If your aim is to save $10,000, your plan might involve saving a specific amount each week and taking on one side project to earn extra income. This plan is your roadmap. It transforms a daunting ambition into a series of small, consistent actions that you can execute every single day. 5. The urgency of the deadline. Every goal needs a timeline. If you don't set a deadline, your goal becomes a wish. A deadline gives you urgency. It tells you, this is when I'm going to achieve this. Without it, there's no accountability. But when you have a clear deadline, you create a powerful sense of focus. You know when you need to act, and you are far more likely to stay consistent. Your mind, when given a clear timeline, will begin to work relentlessly to find a way to meet it. A definite aim is not a one-time exercise. It is a living, breathing part of your daily ritual. You must keep it front and center in your mind every single day. This is how you make it so real in your mind that your subconscious has no choice but to work toward it. The morning ritual, the first thing you do each morning after your moment of quiet reflection is to reconnect with your vision. Read your written goal aloud. Read your why with emotion and conviction. This simple act primes your mind for the day. It aligns your focus and energy. It reminds you of the destination and gives every small action a greater sense of purpose. The power of visualization. After you have read your goal, take a few moments to visualize yourself living it. Close your eyes and imagine what it feels like to have already achieved your aim. Feel the pride. Feel the joy. Feel the confidence. This isn't just a feel-good exercise. It programs your subconscious mind to believe in the possibility of your vision, which in turn influences your thoughts and actions. The evening ritual. Before you go to bed, review your day in the context of your goal. Ask yourself, what did I do today that moved me closer to my aim? And just as importantly, what can I do tomorrow to move me even closer? This practice keeps you accountable. It ensures that every single day, no matter how small the progress, you are building your bridge brick by brick. Setting a clear and specific goal is the foundation of discipline. It is the first, most powerful brick you will lay in the bridge to your new life. Without it, your efforts will be scattered and your progress will be slow. But with a definite aim, with a clear blueprint and a powerful why, every act of discipline becomes a meaningful step on an intentional path. You will no longer be a passenger drifting through life. You will be a sovereign, a creator, a master builder. The path to unstoppable achievement begins with this one simple yet profound act. So, I challenge you today. Take the time to define your goals. Write them down. Break them into steps. Connect with your why. And then start building. Your future is waiting. If this message is resonating with you, please hit that like button. It helps us reach more people who are ready to build their bridge of discipline. Welcome back, Master Builders. We have journeyed together to understand that the distance between goals and accomplishment is not a vast, uncrossable chasm. It is a bridge. And the name of that bridge, we have learned, is discipline. We have taken the first, most crucial step of setting clear and specific goals. We have defined our destination. We have a vision of the life we want to create. But a vision without a plan is a fantasy. A goal without a map is a wish. The greatest bridge ever built was not created in a moment of inspiration. It was created by an architect who drew a precise blueprint, and by a builder who followed that blueprint, brick by brick, beam by beam. The same is true for your life. The second most powerful technique to master discipline is to create a consistent daily plan. This is not a casual to-do list you scribble on a napkin. This is your personal blueprint for success. This is your declaration of sovereignty. This is your decision to stop drifting through life and start designing it. Most people believe they can wing it. They wake up with no real direction, hoping the day will somehow go their way. But let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a magnificent building constructed without a blueprint? Have you ever watched a skilled artisan create a masterpiece without a plan? No. Because chaos does not lead to results. Order does. And that's what your daily plan is. A tool that puts you in control of your time, builds your confidence, and keeps you moving toward your goals, one deliberate step at a time. Let us begin by dissecting the common mindset that leads to a life of perpetual frustration. This is the mindset of winging it. This is the belief that a life of purpose will simply emerge from a reactive existence. It is the greatest form of self-betrayal. The person who wings it is a ship without a rudder. They are at the mercy of every current, every storm, every gust of wind. They are in a state of constant reaction. The day begins, and their first act is to check their phone, to respond to emails, to see what the world has decided for them. They are not in control. They are being controlled. They are letting their inboxes, their social media feeds, and the demands of others dictate their direction. This leads to a life of mental chaos. They are constantly trying to decide what to work on, what to prioritize, what to do next. This is called decision fatigue, and it is a silent killer of ambition. By the time they get to the end of the day, they are exhausted, not from hard work, but from the constant low-level stress of indecision. They look back and they feel busy, but they have made no meaningful progress. They have simply spent their most valuable resource, their time, on things that do not serve their purpose. A master architect does not start his day by randomly picking up bricks and hoping a wall will form. He starts with a plan. He knows exactly where each brick goes. You must do the same. You cannot build a life of purpose on a foundation of chaos. You must move from a state of reacting to a state of creating. The first and most critical step in creating a consistent daily plan is to perform a ritual that separates the amateurs from the masters. This is the ritual of planning the night before. This simple habit is a declaration of control. It is your way of telling your day, I am in charge. I have a mission. By taking just a few minutes before your head hits the pillow, you do three powerful things. You close the loop on today. You review what you accomplished and what you didn't. You learn the lessons from the day's experiences, and you let go of the frustrations and unfinished business. This allows you to go to sleep with a clear mind, reducing anxiety and promoting restful, restorative sleep. You prime your subconscious mind. When you map out your plan for tomorrow, you are giving your subconscious a mission to work on while you sleep. Your brain, the most powerful problem-solving machine in the universe, will begin to find creative solutions and strategies that you weren't consciously aware of. You are, in effect, winning the day before it even begins. You eliminate decision fatigue for tomorrow. When you wake up, you will not have to waste precious mental energy trying to figure out what to do. The plan is already in place. The path is already charted. You can immediately move into a state of focused execution. A plan with 10, 15, or 20 items on it is not a plan, it is a wish list. It is a recipe for overwhelm and failure. The human mind is not built for endless multitasking, it is built for focus. And the first principle of a master's plan is the power of 3. Each night, your plan must include the 3 most important things you need to accomplish tomorrow. Not 10 things, not 20, just 3. Why 3? 3 is manageable. It balances ambition with reality. It prevents you from spreading your energy too thin. 3 is a non-negotiable commitment. These are your big rocks for the day, the tasks that will move the needle in your life. If you accomplish nothing else, but you get these 3 things done, you can end your day with a sense of profound progress. 3 creates a laser-like focus. By limiting your priorities, you are telling your subconscious mind, this is what matters most. Everything else is secondary. This focus is what allows you to ignore distractions and operate at a higher level of productivity. Your 3 priorities are the most important bricks you will lay tomorrow. Everything else is simply the sand that fills in the spaces. By defining your 3 priorities, you are creating a sacred commitment to yourself and to your goals. A great plan doesn't just list what you need to do, it schedules when you will do it. This is the powerful principle of time blocking. Most people view their time as a continuous, unstructured flow. They react to it as it happens. But the master builder views their time as a series of sacred appointments. You are not just scheduling tasks, you are scheduling commitments to yourself. You are telling yourself, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., my sole focus will be on my #1 priority. I will not be distracted. I will not check my phone. I will not respond to email. This time is sacred. This is how you create deep work. This is how you build a fortress of focus around your most important tasks. When you have a meeting with someone important, you don't cancel it, you honor it. You must learn to treat your appointments with yourself with the same level of respect. When you block out time for your priorities, you are telling the world, my time is valuable. My mission is important, and I am committed to both. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Jim, life happens. What about unexpected meetings? What about emergencies? A rigid plan will only lead to frustration, and you are right. A rigid plan is a brittle plan, but a disciplined plan is not rigid. It is resilient. It is designed to withstand the storms of life. This is the discipline of flexibility. A successful general doesn't go into battle with a rigid, unchangeable plan. He has a primary strategy, but he also has contingency plans. He knows that the plan is less important than the ability to adapt. Your daily plan is the same. It is a guide, not a dictator. Your plan gives you a central point to return to when you are thrown off course. If a meeting runs late, you don't abandon the plan entirely. You look at your blueprint and you calmly adjust your schedule. You find a new block of time for your top priorities. You pivot. You do not quit. The beauty of a disciplined plan is that it allows you to adapt without losing your sense of direction. It gives you the structure to bend without breaking. The final and most overlooked component of a master's daily plan is the integration of rest. Most people view rest as a reward for hard work. They say, I'll rest when I've earned it. But this is a rookie mistake. A high-performance machine cannot run at full speed indefinitely without breaking down. Rest is not a reward. Rest is a strategic component of a high-performance routine. You must schedule time to recharge, just as you schedule time to work. This is the strategic pause. It can be a walk outside, a few minutes of meditation, a block of time with family. When you plan for rest, you are telling your mind and body, this is not a sprint, it is a marathon. I am committed to working at my peak, and to do that, I must be intentional about my recovery. A plan that includes rest is a plan for sustainable, long-term success. It is a plan that is built to last. You now have the blueprint. You have the tool. You understand that a daily plan is not a burden, it is a gift. It is the architect's blueprint for the life you want to build. It is your way of telling your time where to go. It is your way of telling your energy where to flow. It is your way of telling your subconscious mind, I am in charge, I have a mission, and I am committed to making it a reality. So I challenge you, tonight, before you go to bed, grab a piece of paper, a notebook, or your phone. Write down the 3 most important things you need to accomplish tomorrow. Schedule a time for each one. And when you wake up, do not drift, do not react, execute your plan. Because every day you design with intention is a day you win. Every day you fail to plan is a day you lose. And a life of purpose is simply a collection of days you have won. Now, go forth and design your destiny. Welcome back, Master Builders. We are journeying together on the bridge of discipline, a magnificent structure that connects your ambitions to your reality. We have laid the first bricks of clarity by setting clear goals, and we have established the blueprint for consistency by creating a daily plan. But now we stand at the most difficult section of this bridge, a section where the path is not smooth, but paved with resistance. This is the furnace of growth. This is the moment where you must take a profound and unwavering action. You must choose to step into the fire. Success isn't comfortable. Growth isn't comfortable. Building discipline, shaping your future, and creating a life you're truly proud of, it all happens outside your comfort zone. And that means you have to take action even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels hard, even when everything inside you is screaming to stop. For most people, this is a bridge too far. They see the heat, they feel the fear, and they retreat back to the familiar. They would rather live a life of comfortable mediocrity than face the temporary pain of progress. But the great architects of destiny, the ones who build lives that stand the test of time, understand a different truth. They understand that the only way to build strength is through resistance. The only way to grow is to be stretched. And the only way to achieve mastery is to willingly and deliberately step into the furnace of growth. This is not a theoretical exercise. This is the master class in how to embrace discomfort and make it your most powerful ally. This is the key to turning fear into fuel and resistance into relentless momentum. Let us begin by exposing the great deception of comfort. We are conditioned from birth to avoid pain, to seek pleasure, and to find the path of least resistance. Our modern world has become an intricate system designed to keep us in this state of perpetual comfort. We have endless entertainment, instant gratification, and a social narrative that tells us that if something is hard, it must be wrong. But this is a lie. Comfort is a padded cell of mediocrity. It is a slow, silent killer of potential. A life lived within the confines of what is familiar and easy is a life that is stagnant. It is a life where your dreams, your ambitions, and your greatest abilities are left to wither and die. The truth is, discomfort is not the enemy. Discomfort is a signal. It is your body and your mind telling you in no uncertain terms that you are entering new territory. It is the feeling of stretching a muscle you haven't used before. It is the sensation of stepping into the unknown. When you feel that burn, when you feel that nervousness, when you feel that resistance, your mind has 2 choices: to retreat back to the familiar or to recognize it for what it is, a signal of growth. The people who win are the ones who learn to embrace this signal. They reframe discomfort not as a threat, but as a sign that they are on the right track. They understand that the price of extraordinary results is temporary pain, and they are willing to pay it. What is it that truly holds us back? It is fear. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of not being good enough. These feelings are natural. They are a biological mechanism designed to keep you safe. Your mind's most fundamental job is to keep you out of harm's way. But in a modern world, this ancient mechanism often keeps you from growth. It misinterprets the discomfort of public speaking, or a difficult workout, or a new business venture as a threat to your very existence. You might be thinking, but what if I fail? Let me tell you something important. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. The most successful people you admire have failed more times than you can count, but they didn't stop. They kept going because they understood that every failure is a lesson, every setback is an opportunity to learn, to adjust, to grow. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. Courage means you act despite the fear. Don't wait for the fear to disappear, because it won't. The only way to diminish its power is to expose yourself to it, to take action in its presence. Your fear is your most loyal adversary. It will always be there, whispering in your ear, trying to keep you safe. Your job is to acknowledge it, and then to command yourself to move forward anyway. One of the greatest enemies of action is overthinking. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Have you ever noticed that the more you think about doing something uncomfortable, the more excuses you come up with? I'll start tomorrow, I'm too tired, it's not the right time. Your mind will find 1,000 reasons to talk you out of an action that will lead to growth. You need a protocol to bypass this. You need a set of mental commands that force you to move before your mind has a chance to paralyze you. The 1-second rule. The moment you feel the urge to act, you have 1 second to start moving before your mind talks you out of it. The moment you feel the impulse to get up and go to the gym, you have 1 second to start moving toward the door. The moment you feel the impulse to make that difficult phone call, you have 1 second to start dialing. Do not give your mind a chance to argue. The smallest possible step. Don't try to climb Mount Everest on day one. You just need to take the smallest possible step. Maybe your first step is waking up 10 minutes earlier. Maybe it's having a difficult conversation for 1 minute. Focus on taking that first tiny step, and then another and another. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize you've come farther than you ever thought possible. The declaration of intent. Use powerful self-talk to command yourself forward. Instead of saying, I guess I'll get started, you say, I choose to move now. You are not a passenger in this journey, you are the driver. You are not waiting for permission, you are giving the command. This is how you take action despite discomfort. This is how you build an unbreakable will. What happens if you avoid discomfort? What happens if you let fear, doubt, and excuses dictate your life? You stay the same. You stay stuck, and nothing changes. Is that what you want? I didn't think so. You are here because you want more. You are here because you know you are capable of more. And the only way to get there is to face the discomfort head on. But here's the good news, it gets easier. The more you practice taking action despite discomfort, the stronger you become. It's like building a muscle. The first time you lift a weight, it feels heavy. But if you keep lifting day after day, that same weight starts to feel lighter. That's what happens when you push through discomfort. You develop the discipline to handle bigger challenges with unshakable confidence. This is the ultimate discipline. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. And when you master that, there is nothing you cannot achieve. At the end of the day, it comes down to this. Do you want to be comfortable or do you want to grow? You cannot have both. Comfort is easy, but it leads nowhere. Growth is hard, but it leads to everything you've ever wanted. So choose growth. Choose to take action even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary. You've got this. Your future self is waiting for you on the other side. We have begun to lay the foundation of our bridge of discipline. We have learned to set a clear destination with specific goals, to map out our journey with a consistent daily plan, and to fortify our will by taking action despite the inevitable discomfort. But now, we stand before the fourth principle, a principle that turns a vague journey into a measurable conquest. This is the principle that separates those who are merely busy from those who are truly productive. It is the compass that guides the captain, the logbook that records every league of progress, and the chart that reveals the path forward. It is the discipline of tracking your progress and staying focused. For without a way to measure your progress, you are flying blind. You don't know if you're improving, falling behind, or staying stuck. Your greatest plans, your most ambitious goals, and your most disciplined intentions will all fall apart without a clear and unwavering focus. This is the master key to building momentum and the secret to sustaining it for the long haul. Over the next 100 minutes, we will embark on a deep dive into this principle. We will expose the folly of the aimless journey, learn the master's protocol for progress, and discover how to build an unbreakable fortress of focus around our most valuable asset, our time. Most people spend their lives in a state of frantic activity, a state of constant motion without direction. They believe that hard work alone is enough. They put in the hours, they check off 1,000 tasks on a to-do list, and at the end of the day, they feel exhausted and frustrated. They are running in place. Think of a ship lost at sea. The crew might be working tirelessly, adjusting the sails, bailing water, and polishing the brass. They are incredibly busy. But if the captain doesn't know where they are, If he has no chart and no compass, all that effort is wasted. The ship is not moving toward a destination, it is simply drifting. This is the life of the person who doesn't track their progress. They are constantly in motion, but they are not moving forward. They have a goal, but it's a wish. They have a plan, but it's a vague intention. And because they cannot measure their progress, they cannot feel their progress. The lack of visible results erodes their confidence, weakens their discipline, and eventually leads to burnout and resignation. They assume they are not getting anywhere, so they stop trying. This is the tragic folly of the aimless journey, but the master of self-discipline is different. They understand that effort is only half of the equation. The other half is awareness. You have to know where you are to know where you are going. And you have to be able to see that you are in fact moving forward. Tracking is not about judgment. It is about providing yourself with the data you need to win. To turn your journey from aimless motion into deliberate progress, you must adopt the master's protocol for tracking. This is a three-step process that transforms a vague idea into a measurable, actionable conquest. 1. The what? The power of measurement. Tracking begins with setting clear, specific, and measurable goals. It's not enough to say, I want to get better. You must define what better means in concrete terms. How many pounds will you lose? How many pages will you write? How many dollars will you save? A vague goal gives you nothing to aim for, and therefore nothing to measure. A specific goal gives you a target. It allows you to build a checkpoint. And every time you hit that checkpoint, you get a powerful burst of confidence and momentum. 2. The how, the tools of awareness. Tracking doesn't have to be complicated. The tool you use doesn't matter as much as the habit of writing things down. You can use a simple journal, a calendar, or a spreadsheet. The key is to be consistent. At the end of each day or at the end of each week, you must sit down with yourself and ask, what did I accomplish today? Did I move the needle? Did I hit my target for the week? This is your moment of truth. This is how you take away the guesswork and replace it with clear data. 3. The why, the psychological fuel. The most profound benefit of tracking is not the numbers themselves, but the psychological fuel they provide. When you track your actions consistently, you create awareness, and awareness is the first step to improvement. But more importantly, seeing those small steps add up, seeing that streak of consistency grow, reinforces your belief in yourself. It is a powerful, undeniable visual signal to your brain that you are winning. This builds confidence. This builds momentum. It reminds you that the effort is worth it. This is how you fuel your discipline for the long haul. Tracking your progress is only half of this principle. The other half is protecting the most valuable, non-renewable resource you have, your focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Your phone buzzes, emails pile up, people demand your attention. This constant noise is a fog that obscures your path and pulls you away from what matters most. Without focus, even the best plans fall apart. The discipline of focus is the art of building a fortress around your attention. The thieves of focus. Let's name the thieves of focus. There are the digital thieves. Your phone, notifications, and social media feeds, which are all designed to hijack your attention. There are the environmental thieves. A cluttered workspace, a noisy room, or a constantly ringing phone. And there are the internal thieves. Your own mind's tendency to overthink, to worry, and to procrastinate. These thieves do not steal your time in one big, noticeable chunk. They steal it in 1,000 tiny, unrecorded seconds throughout the day. And in doing so, they rob you of your future, the fortress of focus. To defeat these thieves, you must build a fortress of focus. You must learn to eliminate distractions before they even happen. This means turning off notifications, setting boundaries with your time, and creating a dedicated environment where you can concentrate. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through time blocking. Treat the time you dedicate to your most important tasks as sacred, non-negotiable appointments with yourself. During these blocks, you are unavailable. You are locked in. You are focused. This is how you take back control of your attention. The greatest power of this principle lies in the unbreakable link between tracking and focus. They are not two separate principles, they are two sides of the same coin. Tracking keeps your why front and center, and when your why is strong, your focus becomes stronger too. When you see your progress, when you see that the effort you are putting in is actually working, it becomes easier to say no to a distraction. That fleeting urge to scroll through social media pales in comparison to the tangible satisfaction of seeing that you have hit your weekly target. Tracking provides a constant, reinforcing feedback loop. The more you track, the more you see your progress. The more you see your progress, the more confident and motivated you become. The more confident and motivated you become, the easier it is to stay focused. And the more you stay focused, the more progress you make. This is a virtuous cycle that builds upon itself, creating a force of momentum that becomes unstoppable. Let's be real, setbacks are going to happen. You'll have days when you slip up, you'll have weeks when you don't hit your target, and that's okay. Tracking your progress isn't about being perfect, it's about being honest. When you have a bad day, don't use it as an excuse to quit. Your tracking system isn't a tool for self-judgment, it's a tool for feedback. Look at what went wrong. Did you get distracted? Did you miscalculate? What did you learn? This is the art of the pivot. You don't abandon the plan, you adjust it. You don't give up on the destination. You find a new route. This is how a temporary setback is transformed into a stepping stone. Discipline isn't about never falling, it's about always getting back up. Tracking provides you with the data to get back up smarter, more focused, and with a better plan. It ensures that no experience is ever wasted. You now understand the profound power of the compass of progress. You know that to build an unstoppable life, you must stop flying blind. You must measure what matters. You must build a fortress around your focus. You must use the data from your journey not to judge yourself, but to guide yourself. So, I challenge you today, stop drifting, start directing, pick one goal, write it down, and take your first step. Stay focused on what matters most, and let nothing distract you from your purpose. Because when you track your progress and stay focused, there's nothing you can't accomplish. The bridge of discipline is waiting. Now, grab your compass and start walking. This is just one of the 7 techniques we'll master. To get the full blueprint, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next step on your journey. We have come a long way. We have laid the foundation of our bridge with clear goals. We have built its support structure with a consistent plan. We have fortified our will by taking action despite discomfort. And we have charted our course by tracking our progress and staying focused. But now, we stand at a profound and inevitable crossroads. The road we are building is not paved in smooth, unbroken marble. There will be cracks. There will be potholes. There will be moments when a brick comes loose or a section of the bridge collapses under pressure. This is not a possibility, it is a certainty. For failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential and unavoidable, a necessary part of it. And the way you handle failure, the way you learn from it and adjust your approach determines whether you stay stuck in the rubble or move forward to build an even stronger, more magnificent bridge. This is the final, most advanced principle of discipline. This is the forge of character. This is the art of learning from failures and adjusting your course. This is how you build a mindset that is not only resilient, but unbreakable. Let us begin by dissecting the common mindset that prevents most people from ever reaching their full potential. This is the mindset of fragility. Most people have a profound and debilitating fear of failure. This fear is not a birthright. It is a habit, a story they have told themselves so often that it has become a central part of their identity. This fear frames failure as a final, terminal event, a signal that they are not good enough, a public condemnation of their abilities. Because of this, they spend their lives walking on eggshells. They hesitate to take risks. They choose the path of least resistance. They stay within their comfort zones because their inner dialogue has convinced them that the cost of a setback is too high to bear. Think of a life built on this fragile mindset. It's like a house of cards. It looks neat, it looks orderly, it looks safe, but it can be knocked down by the slightest gust of wind. The slightest challenge, the slightest setback, and the entire structure collapses. The entrepreneur who never launches their business because they are afraid of it failing. The writer who never finishes their book because they fear it won't be good enough. Their lives are built on a foundation of what if, and because of that, they never get to experience what is. They are not living, they are simply existing in a state of perpetual caution, a state of arrested development. But let me tell you this truth. Greatness and growth are found on the other side of failure. They are forged in the very moments that you are afraid to experience. The fear of failure is a story, and like all stories, you have the power to rewrite it. This final principle is your act of defiance against the story of fragility. It is your decision to become unbreakable. The first and most critical step in building the identity of resilience is to change the way you talk to yourself about setbacks. You must become a master of detachment. When a setback occurs, the fragile mind reacts with emotion. The natural, instinctual response is a flood of disappointment, frustration, or even self-pity. But emotion, in the immediate wake of a setback, is the enemy of progress. It clouds your judgment, distorts your perspective, and prevents you from seeing the situation clearly. The master of resilience understands this. Their first act of discipline is not to blame, not to feel, but to detach. They have a new mental operating system that says, this is not happening to me, this is data. This is not a personal condemnation, this is feedback. This is not a final judgment, this is a lesson. They strip the emotional charge from the event and see it for what it truly is, a valuable, hard-won piece of information. Think of a pilot who experiences a technical malfunction during a flight. They don't land the plane and sit in the cockpit crying, saying, I'm a terrible pilot. They get out, analyze the flight recorder, and find the data. They ask, what went wrong? What can we do differently next time? They see the event not as a condemnation of their worth, but as a critical piece of information that will make them a better pilot in the future. You must adopt this same mindset. Your life is your grand experiment. Your setbacks are not failures, they are data points. They are signals from reality telling you that your current approach needs to be adjusted. The discipline of detachment is the conscious, deliberate act of stripping the emotional charge from a negative event and seeing it for what it truly is, a valuable, hard-won lesson. When a setback occurs, the fragile mind reacts with emotion. The resilient mind responds with a protocol. You must train yourself to follow a three-step mental process that turns chaos into clarity and disappointment into a renewed sense of purpose. Step one, the pause. Before you do anything else, you must create a moment of stillness. In the wake of a setback, your emotions, fear, anger, frustration will be at their peak. If you react immediately, you will make a mistake. You will say something you regret, make a decision you haven't fully thought through, or, worst of all, you will quit. Your first act of discipline is to resist this urge to react. Take a breath, take a walk, do whatever you need to do to create a space between the event and your emotional response. This pause is your first victory. Step two, the ruthless analysis. Once you have paused, you must engage your rational mind. This is not a time for self-pity or blame. It is a time for ruthless analysis. Ask yourself, what is the lesson here? What specific action or decision led to this outcome? What weakness in my plan did this expose? What new information have I gained that I didn't have before? How can I use this experience to improve my strategy? This analysis is not about finding fault. It is about finding feedback. It transforms the setback from a source of pain into a source of knowledge. Step three, the pivot. Once you have the lesson, you have the power. You can now adjust your course. The fragile mind sees a roadblock and turns back. The resilient mind sees a roadblock and finds a new route. This is the pivot. It's the decision to change the plan, but not the destination. It is the act of taking the lesson you just learned and applying it immediately to a new, improved course of action. This is the ultimate act of resilience, the ability to not only get back on your feet, but to get back on a stronger, wiser path. The identity of resilience is not just about reframing. It is about embracing the discomfort that comes with every setback. It is the understanding that pressure, heat, and struggle are not your enemies. They are the tools of your becoming. Imagine a master blacksmith forging a magnificent sword. The raw metal is soft and full of impurities. The blacksmith places it into the searing heat of the forge. He then takes a mighty hammer and begins to strike it over and over again. The strikes are painful. The heat is immense. But it is in that very process, the combination of heat and force, that the impurities are burned away, the metal is hardened, and the strength of the sword is revealed. You are that raw metal. Your setbacks, your challenges, your moments of doubt and struggle, they are the fire and the hammer. If you let them break you, you will remain soft and impure. But if you embrace them, if you use your self-talk to command yourself through the process, you will become hardened, strong, and unbreakable. The most resilient people don't avoid the fire, they seek it out. They understand that the moments of struggle are not a sign of failure, they are the moments of growth. They train their minds to see discomfort not as a threat, but as a signal that they are on the right path. They know that what they are building is far more valuable than the temporary pain they are experiencing. Your self-talk is the voice of the blacksmith. It is the voice that says, the fire is making me stronger. The hammer is removing my weaknesses. I am being forged into the very weapon I need to be to win this war. This is the kind of identity that cannot be broken. It is an identity that does not just recover from setbacks, but becomes stronger because of them. It is the identity of resilience. To build this identity, you must not only reframe failure, but also proactively use self-talk to build relentless momentum after a setback. This is the language of the phoenix, the ability to rise from the ashes of a bad day with renewed power and purpose. Most people, when faced with a setback, let the negativity linger. They let it consume their thoughts, their emotions, and their energy. They spend days, sometimes weeks, beating themselves up over a mistake. They say things like, I can't believe I did that, or what was I thinking? This is a profound waste of your most valuable resources. But the master of resilience has a different protocol. The moment they experience a setback, they immediately engage in a series of mental commands designed to shut down the negative spiral and initiate a new course of action. 1, the command to stop. The first command is a ruthless rejection of the negative self-talk. It is the voice that says, stop. I will not engage in this negativity. This is not serving me. You must not entertain thoughts that weaken you. You must cut them off immediately, like a surgeon excising a cancer. 2, the command to analyze. Once the negativity has been silenced, the next command is to engage your rational mind. It is the voice that says, what is the lesson here? What did I learn? What is the data telling me? This command moves you from the emotional center of your brain to the logical problem-solving center. It transforms the setback from a source of pain into a source of knowledge. 3, the command to recommit. The final command is a powerful declaration of intent. It is the voice that says, okay, now I have a new plan. I am committed to this path and I am moving forward. This command reinforces your purpose. It declares to your subconscious mind that the destination has not changed, only the route has been adjusted. This is the language of the phoenix. It is the language of a mind that does not dwell on the ashes of the past, but is constantly focused on the flight of the future. It is a language of power, of purpose, and of unstoppable resilience. We have journeyed together through the principles of resilience, but the final, most advanced stage of this mastery is to become not just resilient, but anti-fragile. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from a setback. Anti-fragility is the ability to become stronger because of it. A resilient boxer gets knocked down and gets back up. An anti-fragile boxer gets knocked down, uses the energy of the blow to analyze their opponent's weakness, and comes back with a new strategy, stronger than before. Your disciplined mindset is the bridge to anti-fragility. By consistently using your words to reframe a setback as a lesson, a mistake as a data point, and a challenge as an opportunity for growth, you are training your mind to not just endure difficulty, but to extract power from it. You are teaching yourself that every single setback, no matter how small, is not a punishment. It is a gift. It is a hidden key to unlocking a higher level of performance, a deeper level of knowledge, and a stronger level of character. This is the most powerful self-talk of all. It is the voice that says, "Bring it on." I know that with every single challenge, with every single setback, I am becoming stronger. I am becoming more intelligent. I am becoming more capable. And with every single hit, I am building the kind of strength that cannot be broken. Now, you have the final key. You have the ultimate principle. You have the identity of resilience. It is time to stop fearing failure. It is time to stop walking on eggshells. It is time to embrace the fire, to welcome the hammer, and to start forging your character into the magnificent weapon it was always meant to be. The master key to your destiny is in your hands. Now, go and use it. Welcome and congratulations on reaching this pivotal stage of our master class. We have spent our time together laying the foundation for an extraordinary life. We have learned to set clear goals, to build a daily plan, to take action despite discomfort, and to track our progress relentlessly. We have built our bridge of discipline brick by brick. But a bridge, no matter how strong, is useless without a destination. A ship, no matter how seaworthy, will drift aimlessly without a compass and a North Star to guide it. And a life, no matter how disciplined, will remain unfulfilled without a clear, powerful vision of the future. For most people, a vision is a vague idea, a fleeting thought, a casual wish they whisper to themselves in moments of quiet desperation. They say, "I want to be successful," or "I want to be happy," but they have no clear image, no burning emotion, no profound why to pull them forward. And because of that, their discipline falters. The road gets tough, the distractions become too great, and the lack of a clear destination gives them an excuse to quit. But for the masters of self-discipline, the true conquerors, a vision is not a wish, it is a command. It is a powerful, emotional, and vivid picture of the life they are determined to create. It is the fuel for their discipline. It is the light that guides them through the darkest storms. This vision is their North Star. This lecture is dedicated to showing you how to define, protect, and harness the power of your North Star. This is where we elevate your discipline from a mere habit into an unstoppable force. Because when your vision is clear, when your belief in it is strong, and when it is deeply connected to your purpose, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Let's begin by confronting the common reality that so many people live. It is a reality of aimlessness. This is the life of a leaf in the wind. The leaf has no destination. It has no will. It simply gets blown around by whatever external force is strongest. It is carried along by the demands of a boss, the distractions of social media, the whims of its emotions, and the expectations of others. And at the end of its journey, it has landed somewhere, but not somewhere of its own choosing. This is a life without a vision. It is a life lived in a state of constant reaction. The alarm goes off, and you react. An email comes in, and you react. A notification buzzes, and you react. Your entire day is dictated by the forces around you, not by the force within you. You are constantly busy, yet you are not making progress. You are in motion, but you are not moving forward. You are working hard, but you are not building anything of lasting value. The lack of a clear vision is the most insidious saboteur of discipline. A person without a vision has no why, and a person without a powerful why cannot sustain the disciplined what. When the road gets tough, and it will get tough, there is nothing to pull them forward. They have no reason to endure the discomfort, no reason to say no to distractions, no reason to do the hard things. And so they drift, they falter, and they eventually fall back into old habits. This is the reality you are here to escape. You are not a leaf in the wind. You are a shipbuilder and a captain. Your vision is the blueprint for the ship you are building, and it is the North Star that will guide you to your destination. A vague idea of success is not a vision. A fleeting thought of happiness is not a vision. A compelling vision is a tangible, emotional, and deeply personal blueprint for your future. To create this, you must engage in a powerful act of creation. Here is the three-part blueprint for crafting your North Star. 1. The act of creation. Define your vision with specificity. A vision that lives only in your head is a fantasy. A vision written on paper is a command you issue to the universe. Your first step is to sit down, free from all distraction, and perform this act of creation. Take out a pen and paper and ask yourself, where do you want to be a year from now? 5 years from now? 10 years from now? Don't just think about it, write it down in vivid detail. This is where you must be specific. Replace the vague with the tangible. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, you must define what success looks like, sounds like, and feels like. Is it starting your own business? If so, what is the name of the business? What service does it provide? How many clients do you have? Is it improving your health? If so, what is your exact weight? What is your body fat percentage? What does it feel like to wake up energized and strong every morning? The more vivid your vision, the more real it becomes, and the stronger your inspiration will be. I want you to perform an exercise. Write down a detailed description of your ideal day 1 year from now. Wake up in the morning and describe what you see, what you feel, what you smell, what you hear. Describe the work you are doing, the people you are with, and the sense of purpose that fills you. This exercise will turn your vision from an abstract concept into a living, breathing reality. 2. The anchor of your why, connecting your vision to a profound purpose. A vision that is built only on external rewards, money, fame, possessions, is a fragile one. The desire for these things is a fire that can easily burn out when the road gets tough. A truly powerful vision is anchored to a profound why. Your why is the deeper meaning behind your goals. It is the emotional engine that will pull you forward when your discipline wavers. So, once you have defined your vision, you must ask yourself, why do these goals and dreams matter to me? What is the deeper purpose? Is it to provide a better life for your family? Is it to serve others and make a positive impact on the world? Is it to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible? A vision that is rooted in service and purpose is far more powerful than a vision rooted in ego. The stronger your why, the stronger your commitment. It is the ultimate fuel for your discipline. 3. The ritual of visualization. Programming your mind for success. Your vision isn't just something to dream about, it is something to act on. And the most powerful action you can take to bring your vision to life is to make it a daily ritual. This is the ritual of visualization. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself living out your vision. See it in your mind's eye as vividly as possible. Feel the emotions associated with it. The pride, the joy, the excitement, the fulfillment. This is not just a feel-good exercise. This is a profound act of mental programming. It trains your subconscious mind to believe in the possibility of your vision, which in turn influences your thoughts, your actions, and the opportunities you attract. This ritual turns your vision from a distant fantasy into an inevitable reality. Once your vision is defined and your why is clear, you must learn to protect it. The world is full of doubters, of critics, and of those who will try to pull you back into the mediocrity they inhabit. Their doubt is a poison, and if you allow it to take root, it will dim the light of your North Star. Your vision is yours and yours alone. You must hold on to it, nurture it, and guard it like a precious treasure. Do not let the opinion of others shake your belief in what you can achieve. But the greatest threat to your vision does not come from the outside world. It comes from the enemy within, self-doubt. We all have days when our inspiration feels far away. Days when the vision seems blurry, when the excitement fades, when the obstacles feel too big. What do you do then? You reconnect with your why. You remind yourself why you started this journey. You use your vision as a powerful tool to override your internal critic. You use the fuel of your vision to push through the temporary resistance. This is where discipline and vision work together in a powerful dance. Discipline is what gets you to the gym when you don't feel like it. Your vision is the reason you got in your car in the first place. You have now learned that your vision is not just a dream. It is a promise of what is waiting for you if you stay the course. It is your North Star, your compass, and the fuel for your discipline. When your vision is clear and your belief in it is strong, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So, take this challenge. Take the time to reconnect with your vision. Write it down, make it vivid, and connect it to a profound why. Let it be the driving force behind your discipline and your actions. Because your vision isn't just a dream, it is a blueprint for your future. It is a command you issue to yourself. It is the key to unlocking the kind of purpose, progress, and fulfillment that most people will only ever wish for. Now, go out there and make it happen. Welcome back, master builders of your own destiny. We have traveled far, we have set our goals, created our plans, embraced the discomfort of growth, and fortified our resolve. But now, we stand before the single most important principle that will determine the outcome of our entire conquest. For without this principle, all your goals are just wishes. All your plans are just words on paper. All your intentions, no matter how noble, are destined to wither and die. This is the truth that separates the dreamers from the doers. It is the understanding that discipline isn't something you turn on when you feel like it. It is not a switch you flip or an act of sheer willpower that you can summon on command. Discipline is a result. It is the natural, inevitable outcome of the habits you repeat every single day. Your habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They dictate your behavior, they shape your outcomes, and they ultimately determine your future. If you want to build discipline, if you want to build a life of profound and lasting success, you must learn to build habits through consistent, repeated effort. Let's begin by dismantling a pervasive and destructive myth. The myth that success is a constant battle of sheer, unyielding willpower. Most people believe that to achieve a goal, they must force themselves to make the right choice every single day, in every single moment. They rely on their internal drive, their emotional intensity, to carry them through. But here is a fundamental truth that a master understands. Willpower is a finite resource. Think of it like a battery. In the morning, it is fully charged. You are energized, focused, and full of good intentions. But as the day goes on, as you face 100 small decisions, as you navigate stress and fatigue, that battery begins to drain. By the end of the day, when you are tired and mentally exhausted, that battery is dead. And that is when you give in to old habits. That is when you break your promises to yourself. That is when you hit the snooze button, choose the unhealthy meal, or succumb to a moment of procrastination. A life built on willpower is a life of constant struggle, a life of burnout, and a life of profound inconsistency. You cannot win the war of self-mastery by fighting 100 battles every single day. The person who wins is not the one with the strongest willpower. The person who wins is the one who has mastered a far more powerful strategy, the automation of success through habit. A habit is a decision you make once and a behavior that you repeat automatically with very little thought or effort. A habit is not a restriction. It is a liberating force. It frees you from the constant, exhausting need to make a choice. It allows you to put your most important actions on autopilot, so that you can channel your willpower and mental energy toward more complex challenges and creative pursuits. This is the very essence of disciplined living. It is not about constantly battling your impulses. It is about setting up systems and routines that make success inevitable. It is about creating a life where discipline feels less like an uphill battle and more like a natural rhythm. The journey to building habits begins with clarity. You must decide exactly what habit you want to build. Be specific. Don't say, I want to exercise more. Say, I will exercise for 30 minutes every morning. Don't say, I want to read more. Say, I will read for 10 pages every night. The clearer your goal, the easier it is to take action. But the most important principle of all is this: start small. The biggest mistake people make is trying to change everything at once. They want to overhaul their entire lives overnight, to work out every day, read a book a week, and completely change their diet simultaneously. This is a recipe for failure. It's overwhelming, it's exhausting, and it always leads to burnout. Real, lasting change comes from starting with one habit, one small, manageable change, one step. And the key is to focus on doing it consistently. Small steps repeated daily lead to big results. Now, let's break down the practical blueprint for building a new habit, brick by brick. 1. The principle of atomic habits. The mistake is not in the vision, it is in the size of the first step. Think of your new habit not as a monumental leap, but as an atomic habit, a tiny action that is so small it feels almost insignificant. If you want to build the habit of working out, don't start with a 1-hour gym session. Start with 5 minutes of movement. If you want to start reading, don't commit to a chapter a day. Commit to 1 page. These small steps are not about intensity. They are about building momentum. They are about showing up. They are about proving to yourself every single day that you are the type of person who follows through. 2. The art of habit stacking. A powerful and simple tool for making habits stick is to tether them to something you already do. This is the art of habit stacking. If you want to start journaling, attach it to something you already do every day, like brushing your teeth in the morning. Brush your teeth, then immediately grab your journal. If you want to build a habit of reading, do it right before bed each night. By linking a new habit to an existing one, you create a natural cue, a trigger that reminds you to take action. You are not forcing a new behavior, you are simply adding it to a routine that is already a part of who you are. And the power of environment design. Your environment can either support or sabotage your efforts. You cannot rely on willpower alone to resist temptation when your environment is working against you. If you're trying to eat healthier, you must design your environment to make it easy. Fill your kitchen with nutritious foods and remove the temptations. If you're trying to stay focused on work, you must design your environment to eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone. Clear your workspace. Create a dedicated sanctuary for focused work. A habit, no matter how small, is a river. You cannot swim upstream against a strong current. To succeed, you must change the course of the river. You must design your environment to make good habits easy and bad habits difficult. Consistency is everything. If you want a habit to stick, you have to do it regularly. Think of it like building a fire. At first, you have to keep adding wood and tending to it with conscious effort. It's a fight against the cold and the resistance. But once the fire is roaring, once the habit is ingrained, it doesn't take as much effort to keep it burning. Habits work the same way. The beginning takes effort, but over time, they become second nature. But what about the days when you don't feel like it? This is where true discipline comes in. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. On the tough days, you don't have to put in an hour of intense work. You just have to show up. You have to honor your commitment, even if it's for just 1 minute. Because the most important thing is not the intensity of the action, but the continuity of the habit. The moment you miss a day, the momentum begins to slow. The moment you miss several days, the momentum is lost and the fire goes out. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up even on the tough days. Your ability to get back on track after a setback is far more important than the setback itself. Don't let one missed day turn into a missed week or a missed month. Recommit, re-engage, start again immediately. The beauty of habits is that they create a ripple effect. When you build one good habit, it often leads to others. You start working out, you usually eat better. You eat better, you usually sleep better. You get more sleep, you have more energy to tackle your work. Success breeds success, and habits are the catalyst. They are a virtuous cycle that transforms not only your actions but your identity. This is the ultimate reward of habit building. The goal is not just the habit itself. The goal is the person you become because of it. When you make the conscious choice to commit to a small, consistent habit, you are not just performing an action, you are casting a vote for a new identity. Every time you show up for that habit, you are telling yourself, I am a person who follows through. I am a person who is disciplined. I am a person who is committed to my health. And over time, as those votes accumulate, that new identity becomes your truth. You don't just do the habit, you become the habit. Ultimately, mastering self-discipline isn't about constantly battling your impulses. It's about setting up a system and a routine that makes success inevitable. It's about building a foundation so strong that the house of your dreams can be built upon it. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting the process. Because when you build habits, you're not just changing your actions, you're changing your life. You now have the 7 techniques to build your bridge of discipline. You know that everything you want, success, confidence, discipline, growth, comes from the effort you put into yourself. No one is going to do it for you. It is on you. and that is the greatest truth you can embrace. You are in full control of your future. You will begin by setting clear and specific goals, giving your actions a clear direction. You will build your blueprint by creating a consistent daily plan, refusing to drift through life. You will develop an unbreakable will by taking action despite discomfort, using fear as a signal to move forward. You will build momentum by tracking progress and staying focused, celebrating every step of the journey. You will turn every setback into a stepping stone by learning from failures and adjusting. You will be guided by your ultimate purpose by staying inspired by your vision. And you will build the foundation of your success by building habits through repeated effort. The secret to success is not a magic formula. It is a decision. It is a commitment. It is the result of the choices you make every single day. So, take these 7 techniques, commit to them fully, and when you look back a year from now, you will not be the same person. You will be a creator of circumstance. You will be a master of your own destiny. Your conquest begins now. You've learned the 7 techniques. The journey begins now. If you're committed to this path, then take your next step. Subscribe to this channel and let's build your bridge to success together.